How ready are we? Are we real? Should I start? Are we really? Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, welcome everybody to the Rye Town Council meeting of November 9th, 2021. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing, please. Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage. Grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interest for all its residents. Amen.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Pamela Jaffe.
Here.
Councilperson Jill Axelrod.
Here.
Councilperson Lindsay Ann Jackson. Councilperson Thomas Nardi.
Here.
And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Present. First item is a public hearing for local law number 4. May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing is open. Dave, do you want to briefly tell us what local law number 4 does and why?
Local law for.
Introduce yourself, Mr. Controller.
Town Controller, sorry about that. Local law 4 was issued a number of years ago by the State Controller's Office for the tax cap. So there's 2% tax cap that applies to municipalities. And the town's tax levy last year was 2.274 million. So 2% tax levy increase would be about 60,000. If it exceeds that, the town has to approve and pass a local law each year. It does, once it passes a local law, it doesn't have to exceed the 2% tax cap, but it gives the town board the ability to do it. Currently, we presented the tentative budget to the town clerk on October 30th. The deadline has been presented to the board. We've had numerous budget workshop sessions, and we've made changes to the tentative budget, and the preliminary budget was presented to the board today, which is the working copy of the budget. In the current budget, there is a tax levy of $3.3 million. Of that, about $750,000 relates to the increase due to the transfer of the Village of Rochester Court into the town of Rye, and there are other changes to the tax levy. So this gives the town board the ability to exceed that 2% tax cap. And this is an annual election that needs to pass. So at this point, we have the preliminary budget, which is the working copy. There is a budget workshop session scheduled for November 30th. The budget needs to be adopted at the December 14th meeting. And from now until then, the board can make any changes to the preliminary budget record before it votes for the adopted budget on December 14th.
Thank you, David. Any questions from the, or comments from the council? If not, this is a public hearing. Are there any members present who would like to make a comment regarding local law number 4? Debbie, are there any comments on Facebook?
There are none.
Thank you. May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing is closed. Before we go on to the next public hearing, since we're dealing with the tax cap local law, we need a motion and a second to approve the resolution passing the local law. Is there a motion and a second, please?
I'll second. Oh, sorry. Pam's got it.
Any further comment? If not, Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe.
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod.
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi.
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes. Our next public hearing is a presentation of the preliminary budget for 2022, which Dave just mentioned. Dave, do you want to just walk us through briefly what that is? And we will hold the public hearing open until the December 14th meeting.
The preliminary budget of record, which was revised based on the numerous budget workshops meetings and presented to the board today, is the working document. The total revenue is $6.4 million, of which the tax levy is 3.3 of that, or about half. The appropriations are 5.8 million. Transfer debt service is 989,000, which is about 140,000 increase from the prior year. We currently have an appropriation of fund balance of 200,000 from the fund balance, which is roughly about 10% of the fund balance. The unrestricted fund balance, sorry. And also there was bond premium of 177,000 that's allocated to debt service interest payments. We received a 512,000 bond premium once we went out to convert the bonds to the bonds. So with that, we'll be amortizing that over the next 3 years. And so that's where it currently stands. This, again, not going to go into too much detail because we will be going through that with budget workshop sessions prior to the board adopting it on December 14th, so we can make as many changes as necessary.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the board at this point? No, okay. We will now hold the public hearing open till December the 14th and have further discussions at that time. I didn't ask, are there any members of the public on Facebook who wish to comment, Debbie?
There's no comment.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dave. We'll see you in a little while.
Okay.
Minutes of October the 19th. I hope everybody's had a chance to read them. They are not extensive. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next resolution is regarding the LGRMIF, LGRMIF. That's a records grant obtained by Hope Vespia, our clerk. And Hope, do you want to tell us what this is about, please?
Certainly. Okay, we were awarded from the Department of Education and the Local Government Record Management Information Fund, and a grant to scan our records for all our ledgers, our marriage, death, and birth records from the early 1600s. And now there are several steps that we have to take in order to get get it totally approved. We have to adopt this resolution that the town is accepting the grant, and then we had to go with the NYSED contract, and also with a quote from what's his name, Mitch Davis, who's doing our scanning.
Yep.
Yeah, we've used him before when we had the microfilms converted and digitized, and we approved of his work. So this is all
I mean,
that's
he's a
about.
preferred source.
Yes, he is. Mhm.
All right, thank you. And just basically, the resolve clause says that the town council approves and endorses the project and project of said grant awarded by the New York State Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund for the town of Rye to convert its vital records into digital format. And basically, this is a project that we've been working for and towards since I've been supervisor, which is try to eliminate as much paper records as we can and put everything into digital format.
And know that I mentioned it before, but it was a real concern of mine that if we ever lost these records, that, that's it. So I'm concerned about if we ever had any kind of destruction or anything. So the fact that we're getting them scanned and digitized and we have access to them, better access.
Yeah, and actually, the access will be much better, because rather than going down into the deep, dark archives to pull a record, you'll be able to pull it off the computer.
And the grant is for over $28,000, so that's
Right.
good.
I just want to add that Mr. Davis is with a firm called Imaging and Microfilm Access. That will be the
Right,
organization
IMA,
that
right.
we are connected with through NICIC.
Mhm.
And as I say, this is one more step forward for us. As Hope mentioned, we've been digitizing the court records through a different process, digitizing all of our records, and Hope alluded to the fact that what would happen if it was destroyed. We've already had that problem.
Right.
Over 10 Pearl Street, there was a flood in the basement that destroyed a lot of the records,
Yes,
you know.
we had some sent out and they were freeze-dried, but it was very hard to
So this is,
duplicate them.
and all these records are not only in the computer, but they're completely backed up with security.
Mhm. And the fact that we've been doing a lot of work as far as getting our books up to date with that Mr. Levy, the bookbinder.
Yeah.
And it's gonna work out better when we send them out to be scanned, because they're in good shape for scanning.
All right,
So it
great.
all works out.
Those that don't know, Mr. Levine's a nurse show, and he has his grandfather's equipment. Everything is done by hand with no electric machines.
Tommy, the people don't know who Mr. Levine is and what he's doing.
He's rebinding the books.
He's been to his place.
Yeah, I've been to his place. It's
Okay,
like a museum.
What Hope and Tommy are referring to, for members of the public who are viewing this, we have books, record books, going back into the 1660s at the town of Rye. Those are very old books, and they tend to fall apart. They are leather bound. And there is this gentleman in New Rochelle who rebinds the leather bindings of the book. And as Tommy said, he does it the old-fashioned way by hand with stitching. So we've been in the process, at least, I think, since before I was supervisor.
Yes.
I think it started under Joe Carvin that they started to do the books. And we used to do, I think, one book a year, and I remember saying, we gotta get these done before it's too late to get them done. There aren't that many of them, actually. I mean, it's not like we have to,
We only have about 4 left to
yeah,
do.
We were
okay.
doing like 3 a year, I think, 2 or 3.
And we put that's part of our budget, we put that in the budget every year. So after the books are done, we could take them out of the budget and
Right.
save some money.
Find something
Okay.
else.
So, I don't think we voted yet, right? Did we have a motion and a second?
Not yet.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe,
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod,
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi,
Yes.
and Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes. The next resolution is authorizing the town to enter a service maintenance agreement with Schindler Elevator. Debbie, why don't you take this one? This is very simple.
The mentions elevator was installed by Schindler Elevator. The first 2 years of maintenance were conducted by Schindler Elevator, and it just stands to logic that we must have a maintenance contract that we stay with the company that installed and has been responsible for it. So that's what this is.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, how often do they come and service the elevator?
Once a year.
Once a year, that's okay.
Motion and a second, please.
So moved. I'll second.
Hope, call the roll, please.
Councilperson Jaffe,
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod,
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi,
Yes.
and Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes. Our last resolution is engaging 3 consultants to assist with town council meeting videos and social media. Debbie, I think You should
Yes,
explain this.
the three consultants on this resolution, all three work on the video production project for this facility. And in addition, Sarah Suma, who is on there, will be providing as needed or upon request support, administrative support for the supervisor's office. So that's what's covered. Mark Braverman of North Star, Thomas Lorenzo, and Sarah Suma are listed as, and will have a consulting arrangement with the town.
Thank you. Any questions? Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Hope.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes, thank you. Reports tonight, the assessor is away. The receiver of taxes is not present at the moment. Hope, your report is filed. I don't think you, unless you want to say something further. So let's go up to the top, Crawford Park, activity report. Introduce yourself, Camille.
Good evening, I'm Camille Minola. And my password here. And Debbie, whenever you're ready, we do have the page up. Thank you. Okay, time for an update on all the events here at Crawford. Again, we continue to increase the number of inquiries. We've had 371 inquiries to date. We are averaging about 53 a month. That's quite a bit of interest. In terms of our bookings, so far to date we've executed 179 events, and that's contracts. And we have 51 still to be executed. And we are averaging about 33 events a month. And the revenue, while it took a little bit of a dip last month, it's going back up as we continue to get more bookings through the end of the year. And we are now up to 74 municipal events that we've had to date. And of course, we do waive their fees. We have sort of picked up some new municipal clients, so to speak, but we have the Portchester school system administrators that have been using Crawford for their meetings. I think I mentioned that briefly last month. And also some of the schools are starting to have their events here. We had the Halloween event for Park Avenue School, which really was a great event. And we are going to have another Park Avenue School event for the holidays. The 5th grade has their annual family gingerbread house event. So that'll be here as well. And they're keeping us very busy. And they all like being here, which is great. The revenue, we continue to bring in a lot of revenue from the sports, mostly the soccer leagues that are using our fields. The mansion sort of speaks for itself. And the pavilion, while it looks busier than the revenue shows, it is busier than the revenue shows, but the rates for the pavilion, of course, are considerably lower than the mansion. So that's why we turn that way. And what do we have left? Where are these people spending their time here at Crawford? The mansion has become the busier location, despite the fact that the revenue is higher in the sports field. But between the pavilion and the mansion, people are very happy to be here. They continue to book. So we're looking forward to a really good 2022. Next month I will try to put together a little bit of an annual review for you, just to give you an idea of what some of the activity looks like.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, thank you, Camille. wonderful.
Jenny, you want to-
All right. As per my usual performance occasionally, I skipped a resolution. Resolution to engage capital markets advisors in connection with bond and note financing. Dave, briefly tell us what that is?
Sure.
And,
Yes.
and then you can do the financial report right after that.
Okay. Capital Market Advisors has been our financial advisor that advises the town and the town board on long-term financing and short-term financing. They work with our bond counsel as well. They help get us rated. Each year there's disclosure statements, they help get us rated so that when we go out for borrowing, either short-term or long-term, we can get the lowest rate. We can get a number of offers coming in that are competing offers. This last offer, we had 6 offers from different financial firms that were all very competitive. So that lowers our interest rate on our borrowing, which saves the town quite a bit of money, you know. So that's their expertise, and that's what they've been doing the last number of years. This is just a resolution to continue that relationship.
All right, and the last bond was at what, 2 point what? I think it was about 2.5.
The actual net interest rate was,
Or even lower.
1.5.
1.5, right. It's even lower than 2.5.
And it goes out multiple numbers, so I'm just cutting it down a
Okay.
little bit, but yeah, so, which for financing for a 20-year period, 1.57% interest rate, net interest rate is fantastic.
Right, so it's almost free money. It's like, you know, no money down and, you know,
Yeah, it's not, you know, if we can get that, we can get those rates for ourselves, that would be nice. So,
all right. Thank you. Let me have may I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
And Supervisor Serrano?
Yes. And Dave, you want to talk about the tax receivables and in-rem receivables briefly?
I'll be brief. There are, as of October 31st week, because we closed as of the previous month, then there were 14 properties, of which one of the properties closed a few days ago, so we'll be getting a check, and there's a significant gain on the sale of that property over the tax base. So we're just waiting for that check to come in, deposited, and that will come off. We'll be down to 13 properties. Some of them are just land, and there's not, you know, there's different issues going on, but that's significant reduction in in-rent properties. The overall tax receivables as of October 31st is 2.5 million, just under 2.5 million, which is 1.17% of the tax levies. There's 210 million in tax levies for other municipalities that in 2021, and that is what's outstanding. The town is made whole, the county, the 4 school districts, and 2 villages in 2021. That's the remaining balance that's outstanding to the town, and that is a significant reduction in the receivables at this point. So it's been probably the lowest in almost 10 years.
Yeah.
The receivables.
Yeah, I mean, the council can look on the in-rem receivables schedule and see that there are only that the first 3 basically are not sellable. The other one, the next one, the 4th one, Terrain, was sold. That's what Dave was referring to. And we're expecting that the remaining properties will be paying in due course. One of them we're starting a fresh foreclosure on at 16 South Main Street. 7 Willow and 10 Willow are already in court. And I have no idea why, what we're doing with Global Reliance. That owes a total of $2,000. But if you look on the next chart, the next one down, that's the in-rem that is going to go into foreclosure shortly. There were only 6 properties. I mean, when we first took over, we'd have properties going in rem, 15 or 20 properties. So we have only 6 coming up. So, and we expect all or most of them to be to pay. So when Dave says we're really have done very well, we have, and I think that I think it says a lot about the process that we're following in collecting these taxes. The receiver's been sending out notices, and I know that Jeff has been talking to some of the recalcitrant, mostly commercial businesses. They call and we tell them they have to pay. And the good thing about it, one of the good things about it is, I think, Dave, you have to maintain a reserve account for the uncollected money. And if we don't have uncollected money, then we don't have to maintain those reserves. So they're available for expenditure. So, all right. Thank you, sir. Vic, do you have anything? Director of Parks and Facilities? I know you have at least one thing.
We have a couple of things. First of all, on November 16th, we are getting our green zone certification, and it's a field day which will have manufacturers of electric landscaping equipment. It starts at 10 to 11 will be the certification. 11 to 1 will be the field day. Also, we have our Holiday Lights Festival on December 4th, which is gearing up real well. We keep adding more and more musical acts, so we're going to have to sit down and create a schedule. It's becoming so many.
That's great. That's really great.
We have a train for children. We're going to have tons of lights. It's turning out to be a great affair, especially for a second year and our first year of actually reopening the mansion. So we also we're planting right now 12 trees that we do through NIPA. We purchased 6. They purchased 6, and we're in the process of putting them in the ground right now.
Great.
And that's all I have.
All right.
Did I forget anything?
I don't think so. The only thing I would emphasize is that the field day we are having on November 16th is for commercial grade sustainable landscaping equipment. So I would like to make sure that commercial landscapers within the town of Rye know that they are very welcome to come and see the products that are being manufactured today.
Yes, also the municipalities in the area, the school systems, and any large properties. Thank you.
Excuse me, do we have a list of landscapers anywhere?
No.
Sustainable Westchester has sent out an invitation to about 300 different entities amongst the stakeholders that they've identified. So landscapers are amongst them, but this is mostly municipalities and campuses, and so we're hoping to do another one that'll be more community focused. The public is welcome to come on the 16th. Landscapers are welcome to come on the 16th, but we'd like to continue this type of community education about green practices. And I do want to congratulate Vic and his crew, because this AGSA certification AGSA being the American Green Zone Alliance, along with Quiet Cities Incorporated. Crawford Park is, communities, I'm sorry, the first 100% gas-free green zone in Westchester County. So that is a really big accomplishment for Vic and the Crawford crew.
Thank you so much.
Well-earned recognition.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vic.
All right.
Done a great job. We're at the end of the agenda. Comments from the council?
Yes, I'd like to wish all our veterans a happy Veterans Day for Thursday. Thank you for your service, and we really appreciate you.
Please do join us on the 16th for the field day, and also come by on December 4th for our holiday festival, which runs from 4 to 8 p.m.
Nothing from, I'd just like to say, in the Veterans Day mode, we had a very nice Veterans ceremony on Sunday at Veterans Park on Westchester Avenue. And the prayer was said by our very own Hope Vespia, who did a very good job in place of the clergy. She could be clergy herself. And it was a very nice affair. I also would like to take this time, I know that it's early, but before our next meeting is Hanukkah, so I wish.
Oh, wow.
So early this
I
year.
wish,
Thanksgiving.
and Thanksgiving.
So many
Thanksgiving and
wonderful
Hanukkah, usually it's Hanukkah and Christmas. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a happy Hanukkah. And motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. What is happening?
Wait, am I here until 11? Like, what's